who's the president of our business in Peapod, based out of Chicago. Actually founded it with his brother, and has been running it now for over 20 years. And Andrew's going to take you through the food update section of the presentation. But just before we start, I just want to explain where this fits within the overall strategic framework. So if I press that button, hopefully, and there's that famous diagram again. We're on the bottom right-hand box, second line down, about broadening the offering. And that was all about the range, all about formats, but today we're specifically going to talk about where we are with the online piece. And so that's what we're going to talk about for the next 30 minutes or less. The agenda that I'd like to cover, firstly, is just to talk a little bit about the bigger picture. So how is the customer changing? Why is that giving us an incremental sales opportunity? Because I know one of the questions is, you're just moving the money around, there's no new money here. And then finally, try to address the profitability in that section. Then Andrew's going to take you through the food update, where he'll give you an update on where we are with home delivery, which is the more mature business. Secondly, he'll give you an update on where we are with the tests on the pickup points. And then finally, he'll talk to you about our strategy on the supply chain, and how we're going to be flexible in order to make money out of the food business. And then the final section, I'll take you through the non-food side of things. So what was the strategic idea behind the non-food acquisition? Secondly, what have been the successes this year for the bol.com brand? And then finally, looking forward for the next 12 or 18 months, what are we intending to try and do? Just to remind you, last year we made some commitments. We made some commitments around tripling the sales number. We made some commitments around making this a profitable business. And we made some commitments around this being a good business from a return on capital perspective. And the good news is, and I think you'll see this after Andrew's section, from a food perspective, we're on track with all of the above. This diagram, I think you've seen it now in Dick's presentation, you've seen it in Carl's presentation, you've seen it and had a video on it in Eric's presentation, and now you're going to see it from me as well. And the reason for that is not just because we'd like to bore you senseless, but it's because that shopping journey and understanding that shopping journey is fundamental in this strategy that we're pursuing. If we understand that each and every mum who is the CEO of her house, sorry for being sexist, most of the mums are the CEOs of their houses, has to go through this phase in order to run the family. They have to put together the shopping list, they have to go and get that shopping list, and more now they're sharing with one another how they enjoyed and how they lived the products that they bought from us. Now, historically that's been done, since time immemorial on a piece of paper with a pencil. But it is a really, really difficult job to do that. And because I think we've understood that, we've understood how important it is to help mum to do that job well, and to help her to do it in a more simple way. And the new devices that have come along in the last 36, 72 months, that kind of time scale, are helping mum to do a better job in a simpler way for her family. Yeah? She has to balance the dietary needs, the costs, the inspiration for the family food. She's got to translate that into a list of products that she needs to buy if she's going to run the family well. And the new devices, and you saw it really well on the video that Eric played, are helping to do that. And the big news is, mum got it. And all her friends got it as well. And we've got it. And the reason we're talking about it so much is because we think this is a tremendous driver of loyalty for our business. If we can help mum through these devices to have an easier life and do a better job for her family, save money, save time, then we think she will reward us with her shopping. And it's already big. Yeah, so we are trying to catch up here. We're not leading this thing. We're not trying to catch up with the competition. We're leading the competition. We're trying to catch up with mum. Yeah, she got it, she's ahead of us. We're trying to catch up. And if you take the API application that we've got in the Netherlands, in a country of 17 million people, 17 million households, this application has been downloaded 2 million times. We only turned on the order functionality 3 weeks ago. 400,000, predominantly mums, are using this every single week to do a better job for the family. Peapod. 34% of Peapod's orders now are being touched by mobile. We've only had the functionality for just over 18 months. Yeah, so these things are huge changes in our society. They're being driven by the technology, but underlying that, they're being driven by the need that mum has to save time, to save money, and to do a good job for a family in the easiest way possible. Second point in the big picture. Is all this stuff new, or are we just moving the money around? Well, we have a mature business called home delivery, and what this chart shows you, on the left-hand side of it, is that when a customer switches to using home delivery, 30% of the home delivery sales are new to Ahold customers. So they come and shop from us because we have home delivery, and they did not shop with us before. And then on the right-hand side of the screen, and this is from our card data, so we know this, yeah? This isn't estimates. If a customer starts using, one of our customers starts using home delivery, and if she was buying $100 worth of shopping a week before she started using home delivery, then what happens is that her shopping in the store in the US will drop by $20. So she spends less in the shops, or she visits less often, but she spends $70 with us on home delivery. So net for that individual customer, we now get a shopping basket of $150, where before we only had $100. We get a greater share of the wallet of that customer because we're offering choice. And that's really important. So new customers and increased loyalty of existing customers is the behavior that we see and we can prove when customers start shopping on home delivery. Now, home delivery is a fairly narrow market because it costs quite a lot more to do. You have to pay the delivery fee. And so what we think is that when we add pickup points to that, and our intention is to hold the pickup point without charge, so it's free of charge, what we'll see is that the shopping will go down a little bit in the store, not as much as the first time. You'll get slightly less on the home delivery, but you'll get another incremental sum of money where the customer starts using the pickup point as well. And now we'll be at $175. And that's really significant. But also the base of users is going to widen, because home delivery addresses 1, 2, maximum 3% of the customer base, because it costs more money. But if you can do it at the same price as the store, potentially you can go 5, 10, 20% of your customers using pickup points. Our best store today is doing around about 6.5% of the store's sales through the pickup point. That's the Chelmsford store. And so we think that broadening of the base and the addition of the choice is why there's such a huge opportunity in this, and we think it is new money. It drives loyalty and it drives new customers. And then finally, does it make money? Well, already we know that on mature routes, and it is about routes in home delivery, if we optimize the van fill, which we can do, then we make 2 to 3% EBIT on our existing home delivery business. We are choosing to add routes and have additional slots. And when you do that, you make the business, it's not optimized because you're growing the business. Just like when we build a new shop next to an existing store, we cannibalize some of the store's sales, but you grow over time that business. And that's what we're choosing to do now in home delivery. That's why we're more or less break even, because we're growing the business. And then the third point is, we wrote a strategy a year ago that said we can make more money out of pickup points than we can make out of home delivery, because the customer does the last mile. Everything that we've tested in the last 12 months is either confirming what we had in that strategy or is better than that strategy. So we're still very confident that the pickup business is going to be a profitable channel for us as an organization.